In this video, you're going to learn how to do a construction of a perpendicular bisector using a compass and a straight edge. I'm going to show you how to do the construction first, and then I'm going to show you why it works. So let's go ahead and do this construction. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look at the segment that you're trying to find a perpendicular bisector to. And perpendicular just means it's at a right angle. Bisect means it cuts it in half, so it's going to go right through the midpoint. But the way that we work with this construction is we go ahead and open up our compass. And the important point here is you want to make sure that your compass is open more than half the length of the segment. So you want to make it a little bit longer. And so what you're going to do is you're going to draw an arc. And what I usually normally do is I draw an arc such that it goes through the segment, goes below and above the segment, and I try to make it a little bit longer than I think I need, so I don't have to go back later and retrace it. Then you want to, without changing the opening of the compass, you want to go to the other endpoint of the segment, and you're going to draw another arc, okay, such that it intersects that first arc. Okay, so you want to make sure you make it long enough. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a line that goes through these 2 points of intersection here, where the two arcs intersected, and that's going to be your perpendicular bisector. So this is going to be a right angle here, and it's going to cut this segment exactly in half. Now you might be saying, Mario, why does that work? Okay, let me see if I can show you. So when you drew these arcs here originally, remember an arc is just part of a circle, right? If I was to keep going all the way around, this would be a complete circle, right? So the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the circle is the radius of the circle, and that's going to be the same length here as it is to here. And because we kept that compass with the same opening, that same radius, the distance from the center of this circle to any point on the circle, that radius is going to be congruent. So let's go ahead and draw those. So what we have now, oh, that didn't come out super great, but what we have now is we have that these four radii are congruent. And then this one right here, this segment, let me see if I can highlight that in red, is going to be congruent to itself by the reflexive property. So this is congruent to itself. So what we have is we have this triangle on the left, we have this triangle on the right, and they're congruent to one another by this side, side, side triangle congruence theorem. Let's just write that down, side, side, side. And so what that tells us then is that these two triangles are congruent, so that everything that matches up with the two triangles is also going to be congruent. So for example, this angle here and this angle here will be the same by the CPCTC. The corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. You can also take it one step further and say that this little segment right here, okay, is going to be congruent to itself by reflexive, okay, the reflexive property. And now we have this little triangle and this little triangle, okay, congruent to one another by the side angle side. So side angle side. So then what you can do is you can prove that these two triangles are congruent by side angle side, and then by CPCTC, the corresponding parts of congruent triangles, this length and this length are congruent, okay? So that makes this a bisector, meaning this is going to be cutting the segment in half. And because we know these two triangles are congruent, these two angles must be congruent. But because they form a linear pair, they're supplementary. But if they're supplementary and they're congruent, that means that they're actually right angles. So these are 90-degree angles, which means that this is perpendicular. So we prove now that it's a perpendicular bisector of this segment. So quite a few steps there, but it's based on congruent triangles. If you want to learn more about constructions, I'll put a link to a video I did talking about 15 common constructions that you're typically required to understand for geometry. And if you want to learn more, check out my membership, where I have my full geometry course at the additional videos level. So not just access to my geometry course, but my midterm and final exam reviews, ACT and SAT prep videos, and the rest of my courses as well. So I'll see you over there in those videos.